Sarah Rae. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today I'm going to tell you guys about how the concert went. The Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, and Joan Jett concert went. I'm so excited. I just want to jump straight into it. So you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications of when I upload, and let's get straight into this. Tennessee, 6-hour drive from where I'm at. And it was June 30th. Who wouldn't be excited when you love rock like I do? I mean, we're talking Joan Jett, Poison, Motley Crue, and Def Leppard. Oh, I was in heaven doing this drive. And this was our first stop on the way to Wisconsin. And we planned it that way. But no shade to Tennessee, because Tennessee is beautiful. They don't know how to drive there. It was insane. I could tell you stories about what happened there while we were driving in Tennessee, but I'd be sitting here all day telling you the way they drove. It was, oh my God. I never want to drive there in Tennessee again. Also, it was hot. It was so hot. It was 101 degrees. I'm not joking. It was 101. We didn't notice it until we happened to look down, because we had a rental car and it tells you like how hot it is outside, and it said 101 degrees. We were like, oh my God. Also, my mom had just gotten out of the hospital, and I'm going to tell you guys all about what happened, what led to her going into the hospital and finding out she has cancer and everything in another video. But she was diagnosed with double pneumonia, and she's also allergic to the sun. We were praying it wasn't an open stadium. We didn't know, but it was an open stadium. And we couldn't find where we reserved our parking. We messed up. It was a mess trying to figure out where we were supposed to go. And we're sitting in this line, and all of a sudden there was like a lightning bolt that touched the ground, and we're like, oh man, we're about to get hit with a storm. And we finally get this other parking spot that's closer to the stadium. We were just lucky. And while we're walking, we're just hearing thunder hitting constantly, and the wind is picking up, and we're sitting here like, we're probably gonna have a storm going. We get to the gates, and they let us through with our purses. I completely forgot that you can't have a bag. It's supposed to be clear bags. So the lady at the where you scan your ticket stopped us both and said you can't bring your bags in there. I told her that I'm bringing my bag in here, and she's like, excuse me? And I'm like, yeah, I have medical supplies in my bag. I have to bring it in with me. I have an ostomy bag. I have anxiety, and I have medication in this bag and my ostomy supplies. I cannot be without my bag. And she's like, I don't know about that. You still can't have your bag. I'm like, I will show you my ostomy bag and my supplies. Ma'am, I'm taking my bag with me. She goes, all right, fine. I'll give you a medical pass. But she pointed to my mom, cannot have her bag. And I'm like, okay, fine. So mom gave me her inhaler and stuff, and I ran and put her bag in the locker. So as we get through and scan our tickets, they announced that there's a storm approaching. Lightning is hitting right around the stadium. We have to stay in the corridors. Do not go to your seat. And we're like, all right, fine. Let's go find these elevators so we can get to them. So when it's open, we'll get to our seats. It starts downpouring. I mean, the most cold rain you've ever felt in your life. And they paused the show. They stopped the show until the rain passes. And it's about probably an hour, I'd have to say, before the rain stops and they start the show. So I mean from when the rain stops and everybody gets to their seats and the show starts. That is about an hour, okay? So finally we get to our seats, and my mom is sitting there, and the sun is just beating down on you. There is a band that comes out on stage, and they are called Classless Act. And tomorrow we're actually going to do a video on them, because they were actually really great. They are very green, which if you don't know what that means, they're very new. This is their first tour. This is their coming out with their first album. So they don't understand the workings of a show yet. They're still getting into the groove of how things work, and you can see that. But this vocalist has incredible vocals. I mean, he can hit some notes. He really blew me away. The band was really great. They will definitely go far in the rock world. I can see it already. And I mean, even the stage presence, it was there. So I definitely want you guys to take a look at Classless Act tomorrow. Definitely do it. They are a band to watch. Now, after they got done, Poison came out on stage. Everyone but Bret Michaels. At that time, I didn't know that Bret Michaels was in the hospital. I don't think any of us knew, but I was excited. I was like, all right, here's Poison. I was like, what's going on? Why aren't they doing what you'd expect them to do? And they all explained to us that they were sorry that they couldn't perform that night. They really wanted to, but unfortunately, Bret Michaels was in the hospital due to an allergic reaction to medication he took. And he sends his love and his apology to everyone, and they hope to see us very soon. And with that said, he wanted to give his spot to Joan Jett. And so it made up for that time that we were stopped due to the rain. So it kind of caught up with the time of the show, so we ended at the same time we would have if the rain never happened. Now, Joan Jett came on. You guys, I was in heaven. I love Joan Jett so much, and let me tell you, she looked incredible. I mean, she still has it. She looks pretty much the same, but a little bit older. She sounds incredible. Her stage presence was just knockout killer. She knew how to rock the crowd and get them hype. She just, it was incredible to see her perform. It really was. And she sang songs like Fake Friends, I Love Rock and Roll, all the greats, you know, and she ended with Bad Reputation, and I just felt like that was just incredible. During the performance, my mom, the heat was just really getting to her. She was having a hard time breathing, and just, it was too hot. She felt bad. She really didn't want to leave, especially leaving me alone, but I felt okay. I was like, you know, Mom, if this was too much for you, I understand. Please look after yourself. Go. And so she ended up leaving and going to the car and sitting where she can be in air conditioning and not the sun beating down on her. So after Joan Jett got off the stage, I mean, everyone went wild for Bad Reputation. And they were loud for I Love Rock and Roll. I mean, her big hits, the crowd was loud. A lot of people were still getting up and getting situated during her performance, unfortunately. But after that, they were getting the stage ready. And I read somewhere that Def Leppard was supposed to be the closer, so I was expecting Motley Crue to come out next. But they were showing advertisements for Def Leppard. And I'm sitting there like, no way. Is My Boys coming out next? No, they're supposed to be the closer. And then they brought out the mic stand. You guys. Joe Elliott's mic stand. They brought it out with the scarf. They brought it out. And I'm just sitting there like, that's Joe Elliott's mic stand. They're next. Oh my God. What? And then a countdown happened. And I'll put up a picture of that countdown. And I'm dying inside. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they're next. And I wrote down their set list, so I'm going to tell you all about it. But my God, Def Leppard came out. I died, you guys. I died and came back to life. It was incredible, phenomenal. You guys, these guys still got it. They sounded incredible for their age. Man, it was killer. Yes, at some points Joe Elliott had a hard time hitting those notes from way back in the 80s. He had a hard time with some of those notes, but he still was incredible. And I was impressed. The boys sounded beautiful and on point as well. It was electric. Oh, the 50,000 of us were going nuts. Ham sandwich over Def Leppard. Yes, there was 50,000 people in this stadium. It was just everything. So let's talk about their set list. So Def Leppard opened with Take What You Want, and it was just a phenomenal opener. Everybody went wild. We were all singing with them, and it was just a perfect way to open. Then they went on with Fire It Up, and it was just kept going with this beautiful energy. The vocals again were just on point. The background vocals were beautiful. So the next song was Kick, and it was hype. I was so excited. So they really opened up with their main 3 songs that they just released. And it was awesome just to hear them sing it. And they did such a great job. It was so phenomenal. And again, I just can't get over how their vocals sound. It was, oh, you guys, it was a dream come true just to hear them. But then Animal happened. They started playing the 80s. After Animal, Foolin' happened. The crowd went crazy, and so did I. We were so loud. I can't believe I was there. My heart's racing so fast right now just thinking about it. I cannot believe I witnessed it. That I was looking at them, and I took those pictures just so I can sit there and look at them and be like, yeah, I was there. I saw that. That happened. Right there on that stage. Joe Elliott, Phil Collen, Rick Allen, and Viv. He was there. The next song, Armageddon It. Do you know how loud we were? This was the best thing ever, because he would mess with us during the chorus, and we would yell, Armageddon It. Yes, Armageddon It. Then Love Bites. All I could think about was Steve Clark. And there was moments on that stage where he would show reels of the past and present performances of them and Steve. Like, it was just so beautiful. I did gotta say that there was a moment where Vivian was playing Steve's part, and it didn't sound right, and I was like a Nazi about it, and I was like, yeah, you're not playing it right. But you guys, I didn't do that the whole time. I swear it was just that one time where I was like, yeah, you can't play Steve's part. But you know, the other rest of it, I was good. I was a good person. I respected Viv. And, okay, it was during Love Bites. That's why I'm bringing it up. He didn't play it correctly. But anyways, the next song was this guitar. And it was played acoustically. When I first heard this guitar, I liked it, but it wasn't a favorite of mine. I didn't really vibe with it. I understood what the song was about, but I didn't really get it. You know, it wasn't there for me. When I heard this song acoustically, you guys, it put off a different feeling, and it was incredible. I feel this song is meant to be acoustic. You just understand what he felt inside. All those times where he had hard times, loss, breakups, just turbulence in his life. And yes, he had all these people, but the guitar was the thing that he went to always. And that helped him. That was his therapy. That saved his life. It gave off just what exactly he was trying to say in this acoustic version. I hope that makes sense. I fell in love with this song acoustically. The next song that was played was Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad? And it too was acoustic. It was beautiful and I loved it. It was really just all the boys singing together with nothing but the guitar. So beautiful, and I love when things are broken down. Just vocals and a guitar, just so beautiful. The next song was just Joe alone, and the song was Two Steps Behind, and it was beautiful. We sung with him. It was incredible. I loved it. His vocals just on point. Loved it. And so far, all these songs, you guys, he was nailing the vocals. He didn't have any troubles with it. It sounded incredible. I have no other words to say about it. It was just everything I was hoping for. It was there. The presence, everything. That was Def Leppard on that stage. The next song was Rocket, and the crowd went wild. I love Rocket. It wasn't my favorite. I wasn't jumping up and down, but I was singing the chorus though. After that is one of my favorites. It was Bringin On The Heartbreak. I went nuts singing top of my lungs. I made friends with the people next to me, and we were going ham sandwich during all of these songs, just singing, yelling as loud as we could. And then there was a little bit of a solo by Rick Allen, which was just incredible. That man, killer on the drums. It was just incredible to see him play the drums. That was Rick Allen on that stage. Oh, can't believe it. Somebody pinch me right now. Next song, you know it, Switch 625. And I was nervous. I felt like if anybody were to play Steve's part, that it better be Phil. And I was nervous that because Vivian was his kind of like replacement in a way, it was going to be him. But it wasn't. It was Phil, and that made me so happy. And Phil killed it. He knocked it out of the park. He did it justice, and it was incredible. I really appreciated Phil, what he did, and how he played it. He really, I think Steve was looking down. It was great. The next song was Hysteria. These songs here, he had a little bit of trouble singing them. I do want to say, like Bringin On The Heartbreak, he had a hard time with the chorus, and same on Hysteria. He had a bit of a hard time with it. The next song was Pour Some Sugar On Me. We had a lot of fun with that song, screaming at the top of our lungs. Then he hit Rock of Ages. It was cool to hear Rick Allen say the beginning, the gibberish thing. So cool. And then it ended with Photograph. And the back Titantron type of thing, you know, filled with just pictures of the boys and Steve Clark, just photographs of all of them in the past and everything. It was beautiful. So Steve was up there, and it just filled my heart with joy. It was beautiful, you guys, and everything I could have hoped for. It was there. Oh. Then the show closed with Motley Crue. And the reason for that is because Vince Neil lives right down the road from Nashville in the town of Franklin, I believe. So his family and everybody was there watching him. So they were the closer. I wish I could have took a picture of their setup. If I can find a picture, I will put it up on screen. It was elaborate and incredible. Of course, it's Motley Crue. But Tommy didn't have his spinning attraction, which I wish he could have, but I understand their age and stuff. But it was still cool to see their setup and everything, because it was just Motley Crue. It was wicked. They also had 3 dancers, and they were called the Nasty Habits. And of course, they were beautiful, 3 girls. They had poles on stage that they were dancing on. Typical Motley Crue. I did write down their set list as well, but let's talk about Motley Crue for a moment. I always say this in the comment section all the time. I tell everybody this, and I also say this about Guns N' Roses. When people talk about Vince and Axl's vocals, yes, they are not the same as they once were. Vince Neil's vocals were crap. You couldn't understand anything he said. Barely. Sometimes you could. So if you, gosh, just look up a video of him singing. You could even look up like misheard lyrics. He still sounds the same. It hasn't changed. But I don't care. That's still Motley Crue on stage. I am there because that's who's on stage. You still got Nikki, Tommy, Mick on stage doing their thing, and they are incredible. And Vince is still working the stage like he always does. It's still them. And that's what you're there to see. The performance, not anything else. Just because he don't sound the same doesn't matter to me. The fact that that's Motley Crue on that stage is what matters to me. And hey, some people may not like that. And that's okay. We're not all going to be the same. But that's how I feel also about Guns N' Roses. It's the band, you know? So, yeah, Vince sucks. But it was fun to hear it. And the crowd mostly sung the chorus because you cannot follow Vince if it's not the chorus. But it was still a blast. Me and the guy next to me were just yelling out the chorus and the verses as loud as we could. So the set list, they opened with Wild Side. That was fun, a great opener. We honestly thought they were going to open with Shout at the Devil because of the way they opened with this end of the world type of video. And I don't know, it just felt like they were going to do like Shout at the Devil or something. But they opened with Wild Side. And then they did Shout at the Devil, which was so fun because we were all yelling, shout, shout. Oh, it was a blast. Then they sung Too Fast for Love. And then they did Don't Go Away Mad, which was fun. Then they sung Saints of LA, which I don't know that song. The only reason I know some of these songs are what they are is because I wrote down some of the lyrics and looked them up. So that's the only reason I know some of these, but some of them I don't know, so unfortunately there are some blanks in the set list. But I'm gonna have to listen to Saints of LA, Saints of Los Angeles. But that was fun to listen to. Nikki Sixx was incredible on that stage. He was really pulling the crowd. And Mick Mars, killer on that guitar. I know he is incredible on that guitar. But to see him live on that guitar is such another thing. I hope that makes sense. Like, it's one thing to, like, know it. It's another thing to witness it. I hope that makes sense, right? Okay? So the next song they did was Livewire, which was a blast because I love that song. And then Looks That Kill. And they had this like big giant like woman figurine on stage. And all the girls were like dressed like her and everything. And they were doing like these stunts and stuff. It was pretty cool. Then they did The Dirt. And when it got to MGK's part, they had a video of MGK rapping his part. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, it's the first time they ever performed this, which is on this tour. So it was cool to see that. Again, we were singing the chorus because you kind of can't follow along with Vince. Then he did a mashup of songs. And this is where I have holes. And I don't know all the songs that he did. So I know Smoking in the Boys' Room was one, Helter Skelter was one, and Anarchy in the UK is the other. I don't know what, I think there was 2 others in there, and I'm not sure what they were, but I recognized those 3. So after that, they did Home Sweet Home, and I will show you a picture of the stadium. We lit, it was beautiful. So everybody sung that song. Oh, to witness that song is such something else. It was beautiful because that's such an iconic song, you know? I have no words on what it felt like to see Motley Crue and Tommy on the piano, the whole stadium lit up, singing Home Sweet Home. The next song was Dr. Feelgood, which was fun. We've covered that song on the channel. After that was Same Old Situation, SOS, Great Time. Again, we were all singing the chorus. After that was Piece of Your Action. Then they did Girls, 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 which they introduced the girls, and of course they did, and we were shouting Girls, Girls, Girls. So that was so much fun. I love that song. Everyone knew the words to that one. Of course they did. Then they did another song. I don't know what song that was, honestly, because I don't know it, obviously. After that, they ended with Kickstart My Heart, and it kickstarted my heart. I love that song, and they ended with just a bang, killer. Oh, they really set it off. It was incredible. Oh, I loved it. If you went to Nashville, tell me what it was like for you, because for me it was just a dream come true. Obviously, because Def Leppard and Motley Crue mean so much to me, and even Joan Jett, but especially Def Leppard and Motley Crue, to see them was just like a check mark in the book of things I gotta do before I die, you know, type of thing. It truly was everything I wanted. But let me know what it was like for you, because I'd love to hear it. And I swear somebody asked me if I was Sarah Rae, but I'm not sure. But I was so anxious trying to get through the crowd that it didn't register to me until I was walking away, that I was like, did that person just say my name? But I'm not sure. And if you're watching and you did, I absolutely apologize. Let me know, email me, and let me know, okay? But yeah, that was my experience. Yes, I was very anxious trying to get through the crowd to the elevator because there were so many people, but it was so worth it. It was incredible. But yeah, if you went to a show so far, also let me know your experiences and what show you went to. Where did you go? I'd love to hear about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys stay safe and well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.